quickly go through another way outside of the technical, which I've kind of gone over a little bit, is the entity behavior. So what that means is when we see logs come through, there's always going to be either a device or a person that this activity that we see is originating from. And in this case, obviously, this example that I've picked out, Annette, has been doing some naughty things in the environment. So we want to really analyze this user. That's what we would focus on as a SOC team. We were trying to understand the user. What's their role? What do they have access to? What are their permissions? Have they changed recently? Have they been signing in from a different country? Are they allowed to sign in from a different country? Were they successful? There's a lot of questions that can come up when you start to look at a user's behavior, and the team and the tool that I'm kind of presenting right now, the entity behavior analytic tool, can really, really help with looking through the massive amounts of data that your environment might have and really hone in on the user's behaviors in the environment. So what we can do is we can look for the user's IP address, which we gathered when we first saw this alert. And then we can see, oh, it's Annette's computer. Okay, so let's take a look at all the activity that this particular computer has been generating in the environment. So you see a lot of graphs, you see a lot of some sign-in activities on the right-hand side. This is super, super helpful for us because obviously if you're working in an environment that is fast-paced or that has, say, a financial institution where there's a lot of activity happening on each of the computers, lots of people doing lots of great work, you can get a lot of information that you don't necessarily need. So in this case, this helps us really understand what is happening with this particular user, regardless of what device they're on, regardless of what time of the day it is or what they do. We can analyze specifically the behavior of this user because when we first deploy into an environment, we take about 30 days where we use the Azure Sentinel Analytics Behavior Engine to view all the information that's coming in, and we set a baseline. That way, when someone performs an activity or a sign-in, or even maybe they forgot their password a few too many times, we can get that information as soon as it could potentially be risky before it's already a risk to the environment. And that enables our team to be proactive. We will give you informational emails and packets that can have a better view over each part of your environment instead of just the actions that are performed on the environment. So I'm sure that you've already seen this slide because I went back a little bit, but basically we can look at the user, we can see all this information that's being gathered, which is super important for when our team is looking into exactly what's happening with this. Why is someone accessing a Tor node? Why is someone accessing this risky IP address that has nothing to do with their normal day-to-day activity? And then also, oh, I went too far, I apologize. We'll just go back to the other slide. I don't know if it's going to be here anymore because I got all mixed up, but that's all right. The main point that I wanted to get across is that with behavior analytics and the people that we can bring to the table, thanks to our SOC team, we can be a lot more proactive with risk. We can also be a lot more targeted in the information we give you. And not only will your environment obviously be monitored by us, but you'll understand a lot more in depth through analytics that we can provide, graphs, all that fancy stuff, but also the people. You'll understand the people a lot more because you'll be able to see the environment in not just what is risky, but what could potentially be risky. And that's definitely a key point that I wanted to bring up.